Today, we're looking at a pretty fascinating new tool that could completely change who gets to be a creator in the digital world. It's all about turning your ideas into actual apps, using a skill you already have, just plain English. So let me ask you this. You ever have that brilliant idea for a simple tool, a little mini app that would make your life so much easier, but then you immediately hit that brick wall of, well, not knowing how to code? It's a super common frustration, and it's exactly the problem we're going to dig into today. For years, we've all been hearing about this no-code revolution, right? This dream of being able to build software without writing a single line of crazy syntax. Well, with the AI we have now, that dream is getting a whole lot closer to reality. Okay, so let's get right to it. Meet Opal. It's an experimental tool coming out of Google Labs, and the whole idea behind it is so simple but so powerful. You describe the app you want, and it just builds it for you. Think about that for a second. The whole process, it shifts from programming to just having a conversation. You're not debugging code, you're not learning a new language, you're just clearly explaining your idea to a really capable AI assistant. That's the core concept we're going to break down. So, how do you actually go from a thought in your head to a working app? Well, the process starts with maybe the most intuitive step you could possibly imagine. You just describe what you want. Now, the secret sauce here, and this is super important, is all about the details. The more descriptive you are, the better your results are going to be. To really see this in action, we're going to walk through building a pretty simple but very useful tool, a blog post idea generator. And here is the exact prompt we give the AI. I want you to notice how specific this is. It doesn't just say, hey, make a blog idea app. Nope. It clearly defines the inputs it needs from the user, their industry and target audience. And it's just as clear about the output, 5 unique titles, each with a 1-sentence summary. Getting this level of detail in there right at the start, that's everything. So once you feed Opal that prompt, you get to sit back and watch the magic happen. The AI takes your request and starts building out this visual map, a workflow of your app's logic, piece by piece right in front of you. First, it knows it needs information from the person using the app. So boom, the first node pops up, a field for the user's industry, pulled directly from our request. Then it sees the second requirement and adds another node for target audience. It's building the whole structure of the app, and we're just watching. And finally, it creates the engine of the whole thing, a third node that takes those first 2 inputs and plugs them into the main AI prompt that will actually come up with the blog ideas. Okay, so the AI has built the basic structure for us. Awesome. But what if you want to change it? This is where Opal stops being just a generator and turns into your own personal playground for making your app perfect. That workflow the AI just made, it's not set in stone. Not at all. It's just a starting point. And this really shows the partnership here. The AI does the heavy lifting to get you started, but now you're in the driver's seat. And you have a ton of power here. You can actually click into that AI node and tweak the instructions, add whole new steps just by describing them. You can even just drag and drop the nodes to reorder the whole process. You've got complete creative control. Here is a perfect example. On the left, that's the original prompt. But what if we want a specific vibe? On the right, we've just added one little sentence. Make the tone professional and friendly. That small edit gives you such precise control over what the app creates, and you didn't have to touch a single line of code. So, you've described your app, you've fine-tuned the workflow, and you're happy with how it's all working. Now for the final step, turning this thing into a real, shareable product. And the process is just so straightforward. You can test it right there on the screen. You just plug in some sample data, like coffee shop for the industry and young professionals for the audience, and you see the results instantly. If you like it, if it works, you just click share, and Opal creates a unique web link for your new app. And that's it. Seriously, that URL is live. Anyone who has a Google account can now go to that link and use the tool that you just built from a single sentence. You've gone from a simple idea to a real, functional, shareable product without ever having to look at code. So this is the really big takeaway, right? When the barrier to creating a useful tool is no longer a technical skill, but just how clearly you can express your idea, well, the possibilities are just endless. It really makes you wonder, what's that simple app you've always wanted to build? What are you going to create first?